Welcome to PlayPianoTODAY.com. This is video overview number 1 of 2, taken from Chapter 1 of the Piano Lessons course titled, How to Match Chords Up with Any Melody. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at a subject that every serious musician has got to master: how to take any given melody that you hear and choose the right chords to go with it. You might be surprised at the number of different angles you can take to come up with the right answer. You might be surprised at the number of different answers that are right, too. This lesson is going to be in different sections. In this first section of the lesson, we're going to start with using simple 3-note chords or triads to go with any given melody. And we're going to look at different ways to come up with what those triads should be. But then in following sections of this same lesson, we're going to go further with things like secondary dominants and passing chords and higher chord extensions like 9ths, 11ths, 13ths, that sort of thing. So there's really an amazing depth of study that this subject contains. But let's start just with a quick example. What if you took the simple melody? Everybody knows the song Amazing Grace, kind of around the world. I'm going to play 2 versions for example's sake. First, I'll simply play the melody in my right hand and simple basic triads in my left hand. It's a great way to begin. But then in the second version, I'll throw lots of the advanced techniques in there. You'll see a lot of secondary dominants, or maybe you won't understand what that is, but you will by the end of this series. You'll see some passing chords, some higher extensions, some chord substitutions, the whole kitchen sink. So again, we're studying how you can know which chords you can add to any given melody. Let's start with a very simple example. We'll study how to do that, how to throw those chords in the left hand and which chords actually go with any given melody. But then by the end of this series, we're going to be studying a lot of advanced techniques. Let's take a look at kind of a blowout version that's got a lot of those advanced techniques in there with the same melody. And remember, I'm just trying to give you a quick example here. Then we're going to dig in. Now, the skill of learning how to find out which chords go with any given melody might seem like a very mysterious skill that's been given to only a few select musicians on the planet. Of course, if you have a lead sheet or a chord chart or even a piece of sheet music with every note written down, things are really easy. But what do you do when nothing is written down? What do you do when the only thing you have is a melody in your head? Maybe you heard it on the radio, or a friend showed you a song and said, hey, can you put some chords to this? What do you do if you have no idea which chords fit with that melody? The great news is that there are some really specific ways that you can go about learning which chords can be added to any given melody. Now, before we dig into the techniques that you can use to match up chords with different melodies, the first thing you have to do is to find out the key that a song is in. Now, the concept of finding what key a song is in involves learning to find the tonic of the song. Now, the tonic is nothing more than a music theory term that refers to the note that is the most important or significant note in the song. Some music theory teachers call this tonic note the home base or the resting note of a song. Now, there have been a lot of things written down and videos shot and programs written about how to find the tonic note, but I'm going to show you something extremely simple. Now, this is an amazing thing. It works maybe 9 times out of 10. Now, you're going to find some exceptions, but this is really simple. If you just look at the last note of the melody, you're going to find out exactly what is the tonic note of the song. Now, let me just show you some examples, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take an old song from Louisiana. I hate to see the evening sun go down. Now, let's skip to the last line and see what the last note is. I know that I would take her anywhere. Now, the key of the song is in G, and the last note of the melody was G. Look at that. That's the only thing I'm trying to show you here. Let's do some more simple songs. How about an old Christmas song, Greensleeves? What child is this? What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? And then it goes into the very last line. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the son of, look at this, Mary. Now, even though you might not have known it, the key of this song was E minor. The last note was E, so we found the tonic for this one too. Here's a song in the key of D minor. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, toil, or danger. I keep playing. Let's go to the end. To that bright land I call my, and here's a D, my home. Well, the last note being D, most likely, and as a matter of fact it was, D was the tonic note. Let's try one more. Now, here's a song that's in the key of D major, but the melody doesn't start there. It starts on an A. I wander today to the hill, Maggie, to watch the scene below. The creek and the creaking old mill, Maggie, as we used to long ago. As we used to long ago. Well, what do you know? There it is. D is the key of this song. The last note of the melody is D, so D is the tonic note. Once you have found this most significant note, you're ready to confirm what key the song is in. Now, finding what key the song is in is a very common thing you'll hear musicians say. To find the key of a song, you need to find 2 things. You need to find the tonic note, like we did in this last song and in a few of those example songs. Then you need to find the mode of the song. Now, if you've been a musician for a while or around musicians, you're bound to hear the term mode. In fact, this has just been a quick overview of the full 1-hour lesson. To see the whole thing, go to PlayPianoTODAY.com/MCM, like match, chords, melodies.